All right, super quick post race recap. Um, I didn't have anybody to film anything during the race and just decided I wasn't going to try and film anything on my phone and just focus on running. Well, turns out that last night as I was setting my alarm, and this has happened to me already with the opening shift at the gym, Google updated on my phone and there's like a few more steps to set an alarm. So instead of waking up at 4:15 today, I woke up at 4:50, and I was kind of in a panic. And so anyway, uh, did all the pre-race things, everything, and got to Akron at about 6 a.m. and realized I didn't have my watch. So the plan last night was just to maybe run with music with my phone and just focus solely on that, focus on the race, and just run my heart out. And yeah, didn't have my watch, so I just did everything just right on Strava. And so got a 3-mile warm up in, and then did some surges, and got into the start line at about 6:55 a.m. And then, of course, they only had so many places where you could get into the corrals without jumping over the gates. So I had to bob and weave my way up to the thing, and then they stopped pacers from, I think, 3:15. That was like, it was 3:15, then 2:55. So they didn't have a sub 3 pacer or an hour 30 half marathon pacer. So that was kind of sucky, and I didn't have my watch. So just kind of decided I was going to run on feel and just kind of attach to somebody who looked like they were trying to go for a 1:30. And so pretty much we ran backward from how we usually run the first half of Akron. Instead of going north and running up over the bridge, doing a little figure four, and then coming back on the other bridge, coming back like over the valley and everything. We went down first and then through Firestone Parkway or Firestone High School, and then north. So we went south, east, and then north up through the college kind of, and then we went up and did that. So the race started out, just started out running what I thought was a good pace. Checked my phone after mile 1, ran a 6:41. Great. Mile 2, I think, was around that, maybe a 6:45. Great. Then I kind of put the phone away and just kind of ran by feel. And about mile 5, I was feeling it. And the shoe choice, the distances, I just don't think that was the right shoe. I think those shoes are just, I think they're done. They're flat. Talk about more of that at the end of this, but by mile 5, I was kind of thinking, I don't know, today's not my day. I was all poo-poo about it. I just want to, I really want to slow down, and I really don't want to run today, and this and that, whatever, because the warm-up didn't feel great, and I haven't felt great all week, and this and that, whatever. And then I said, you know what? No, you're here to run a freaking sub 1:30. You're gonna do it. And so, just kind of every time that happens, I keep running for a little bit, and I get out of that mentality. Like, it's still hard, but I get into a groove and just keep on going and run out the race. So get to about 6 miles or about 10K. I think I split about a 40-minute 10K. They had a mile pad or a marker pad at, I think, 7 miles, and then maybe 10 miles, something like that. And then the 13.27, which is what I ended up running at the finish line. And pretty much it got a little bit harder, missed the mile marker 8 flag. But between mile 5 and 10, I just kept holding on and tried to keep the pace. and then got to the start of the bridge where we go north and do the figure four. And I was like, oh, wow, it's starting to get tough. I'm going to back off pace a little bit. And I was scared that between miles 10, 11, and 12 that I had slowed down to maybe like a 7:15 because that's just what I know. That's kind of what the pace was last year at Indianapolis when I was feeling it was hard, and I slowed down a little bit. That's kind of what the pace was that I know. That's how fast I've run before during the marathon. Then I did the figure four, came back on the bridge and passed mile 12, and from there I was like, okay, only got probably I knew that the race distance was probably going to be long. I probably ran long a little bit, and so I got past mile 12, and I said, okay, about 1.3 more miles to go, about one lap around the track, and then one more mile. So just held on, and that's kind of what I was thinking the whole time. Just hold on and keep the pace, whatever pace that was, whether it was 7:30 or it was 6-minute pace. Ended up that it was actually just right on pace, like 6:45, which is great. And I got about 3 turns and about maybe half a mile, 0.4 of a mile from the finish line, and saw my buddy Brennan Panovich on the corner, and he said, finish hard, you got this, and gave him a sick high five. It was really loud, and I'm pretty proud of that, actually. And then did a few more turns and ran through the finishing chute, which felt like it was 10 miles long. Ran through and ended up finishing with a 1:29:42. So a note about the race, this year it was 474 feet. At least that's what Strava said, which is a pretty tough half marathon. I mean, Indianapolis only has about 300 feet of elevation, so finishing in a 1:29:38, rather 1:29:38. I don't know where I'm getting 42 from, but pretty happy with that. And I was able to ring the PR bell, which was awesome, but I don't know if you can see that. There's blood on the part where my thumbnail starts. I clocked my thumb off the PR bell, but it was so worth it to ring the bell. And just some thoughts about where I am training-wise. My training is paying off. Now, I didn't run a 1:26 like I would have wanted or where I should be for a sub-3 at this point in training, but that was a hard course, and I didn't have my watch on me, so maybe if I had my watch on me, I would have been a little bit more just cautious of my pace and a little bit more aware. But I just ran off a feel, and I'm really happy that I was able to run under 1:30 with just running by feel. And so that's kind of where I am right now. Quick recap, and I'm ready to keep training. Had one gel in the middle of the race, just thought of that. And hopefully this isn't focus, but I completely forgot to talk about after the race. After the race, hung out in Finisher Village for a while, probably about an hour and a half, and then made my way to Nervous Dog Coffee Bar. Had a large coffee that brought me back to life, and then headed over to another Nervous Dog closer to the Second Soul that my buddy Brendan Panovich works at. Got another coffee and got a breakfast sandwich that was amazing, and then went to Second Soul where I thought Brennan was working, but he actually works a couple different part-time jobs, so he wasn't there, which is unfortunate. Wanted to talk to him about the race and hang out a little bit. But Michael at Second Soul helped me out, and I did something stupid. I tried on the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4s and the Elite 2. The Elite 2 felt like marshmallows. Tried on the Vapor or the Alpha Nike, whatever they're called. They were okay. Fit nicely, but just didn't like the feel or the price. And I think I might have been influenced into buying a new pair of race shoes because the current pair of race shoes that I raced in today are flat and I don't like them. So I might be getting the Endorphin Pro 4s. But the $240 price tag. I don't know. One note is that I'm trying to put more effort into this YouTube channel, and it's just really tough because I reached out to like 5 or 6 people, and all of them said they were either busy or they just didn't respond. And it's like, that's really frustrating because I do want to put effort into this YouTube channel and time, and I was willing to pay somebody a fair rate. And so it's just really annoying. If you're a videographer and you want to help at Indianapolis, it's November 8th. I'm asking for somebody to either go with me or meet me there and kind of just track me and as I'm, preparing for the race and then really covering the race. If you have any experience with riding a bike to different spots and filming, or riding a bike and filming, I know there are some spots on the Indianapolis course where that's not going to be frowned upon because there's not very many people and it's a pretty wide road, like around mile 19 or so. It's a pretty big road, and at that point people are starting to drop like flies. And so if you're a videographer and you want to help, please let me know as soon as possible, because I'm trying to get somebody to film at least that race, and I want to make a really good video about that because I'm hoping to go sub 3, and that's a pretty big milestone in running. And for me personally, I just want that captured. If that's selfish, I don't know. But I don't think I have anything more to say about this race. I guess I can go over the splits really quickly according to Strava. Here we go. Just going to read them off fast. 6:45. What? I said 6:41 when it split it. Okay, 6:45, 6:43, 6:46, 6:57, 6:42, 6:35, 6:47, 6:43, 6:48, 6:53, 6:38 at mile 12, dude. Okay, that's why I was feeling pretty hard, but 6:47, mile 13, and then a 6:16 pace as I was running through the chute. Don't know what my heart rate was because I didn't have my watch, and honestly, I don't care. I ran fast. I ran by feel. Ran at a pace that I thought I could keep, and if it got hard, I just backed off a little bit and kept the pace that I thought I could manage. That's the whole thing is with these races. Sometimes you just got to manage. You got to learn how to manage. Nothing really went wrong. I babied my water bottle. Didn't feel like I had to take too much. And all right, Akron half marathon, 2025, 1:29:38. Time to get back to training. Gonna run about 60 miles this week, and we got 6 weeks until Indianapolis. If you like this video, subscribe if you want to keep following along on this journey. If you're a videographer, please reach out to me. I'm willing to pay you a fair price or a fair rate. And I'll see you in the next run. Cool. End of video.